Hey, Ethan.
Hey, how are you?
Are you ready to do 43 questions with the Content Collective?
I'm ready to do 43 questions with the Content Collective. Why don't you guys come along?
What's one thing most people don't know about you?
One thing most people don't know about me would be I performed at the Grammys. That was something that I got to do 2021 with Misty Copeland, and it was really cool. I loved it.
What's one thing you can't live without?
One thing I can't live without, I hate to say it, my phone. Like that's my Google reminder, that's my academics, that's my life, that's everything right there.
If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
If I had to eat one meal for the rest of my life, simply put, it would probably be like a nice little Chick-fil-A Cobb salad. I get real confident and love that one, yeah.
Okay, and what inspired you to run for Mister Hampton University?
What inspired me to run for Mister Hampton University was just knowing that I would be leaving my legacy as a first generation student here as Mister Hampton University. It was always taught to me the importance of reinvesting back into the community that has invested so much into you, and that's something that I really am and have been planning to do with this role.
What are some initiatives you're working on for this school year?
So one initiative that I'm really excited about this year is being able to implement our first ever Little Miss and Mr. Hampton possibly. That's something I've been wanting to see since I was like a freshman or a sophomore back in the day. But also I'm looking forward to a lot of my events that I'm going to be able to do. This semester I look forward to be able to do one of my Empower You research, resumes, and LinkedIn building profile. This is going to be one catered towards the freshmen mainly and underclassmen, just really being able to set them up and be able to give them a nice little walkthrough of how to use a proper resume, how to conduct your LinkedIn, and how to just go through your whole career advancement opportunity phase.
Okay, and what's one thing you're proud of accomplishing so far?
One thing I'm proud of accomplishing so far, winning Mr. Delta Gent and then going to Mr. Hampton. That's something I'm very proud of.
If you could time travel, would you go to the past or future?
If I could time travel, I would go to the future. And I would say that because I would want to go to my law school graduation just so I can already know what school I'm going to go to and just get that little teaser of a feeling of what that day is going to feel like when it comes.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do when I wake up, simply I pray. Um, Always been rooted and fermented in Christianity and making sure that God is the center of my life. And just, it's not even as long as a simple, quick prayer that's just going to center me for the day and make sure I'm good.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
One thing on my bucket list, go on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. As simple as that is, I want to go on a cruise.
How does it feel knowing that graduation is right around the corner?
It's not real yet, but it's real because I'm in my senior year, but it feels really good. I feel positive about not only my academics and my organizational standard that I've done here at Hampton University, but I feel fully equipped and ready to enter the job force and try to really get this money.
What has been your favorite memory from your time at Hampton University?
My favorite memory from my time at Hampton University, there's been a lot, but I'm gonna say my freshman year homecoming. I feel like, or actually my sophomore year homecoming, because that wasn't the year that it was COVID. Sophomore year was the year that it felt like Hampton really coming back to how it was post-COVID or pre-COVID. And I don't know, just being outside and seeing all the type of alumni and people being able to network and communicate, it was something that, I don't know, for a first timer like me, first generation student, it was amazing. It was amazing.
What's your dream career after you graduate?
My dream career, ideally, working in PR for entertainment and sports for around 3 to 5 years, and then going into the entertainment law sector of the world where I would bridge PR and entertainment law together.
What is your favorite fashion trend?
Mm. My favorite fashion trend, and only because I feel like I wear it a lot, is camo. I love me some camo, like camo pants, a camo jacket. It's hard. It's hard.
What are you looking most forward to for homecoming?
I'm looking most forward to, besides coronation, I'm really excited about that. I'm really looking forward towards the fashion show. I hear that this year is going to be a garden theme and it's going to be a nice one to be able to witness.
Where did you grow up and how has your hometown shaped who you are today?
I grew up in Los Angeles, California, all the way on the West Coast, and I specifically like to say I grew up in Black Beverly Hills. That's Baldwin Hills, Leimert Park, Ladera Heights, and that's really just been like the center of my foundation growing up. That's been the same community that put me in Young Achievers, taught me how to dance at Debbie Allen Dance Academy, and also the same people that influenced me to travel to Hampton University and travel so far to really get my education and really do something with my life.
How has your upbringing influenced your leadership style as Mr. Hampton?
My upbringing has influenced my leadership style as Mr. Hampton simply because growing up by my grandmother and grandfather, as well as my mom and pops, they've always just been one of the people to establish like making sure that you are marketing yourself correctly and accurately. I know something so simple as just saying your first name correctly and being able to give your Hampton intro direct. It's just something that they've always fermented into me, as well as being able to advocate for something that you really love. And they know I love Hampton University, so they know that I had to advocate for it fully. I feel like that's something I easily was just being able to bring into this role.
What challenges did you face growing up and how did you overcome them?
If I'm being real, the challenges that I faced growing up, I would feel like I grew up dancing, so I feel like a lot of the times, especially as a young black man, we also get those stereotypes and just like pressures of just like, oh, like that's too feminine, or that's just something that he doesn't need to do. Put him in football and stuff like that. But because my mother and father just trusted and were secure in who their child was, and also seeing their talent, they kept me in it, and that allowed so many doors to open up for me within the arts that would lead me to other places that I could have never got if I wasn't dancing. So that's something I definitely like to talk on.
If you had $1 million, what's the first thing you do?
If I had $1 million, the first thing I'd do, buy my parents a home. Both. Simply. Yeah.
Cool. If you could live in any other era, which would it be?
If I could live in any other era, I would live in the 90s. I'm a 90s lover. I'm not no 90s baby, but at heart, I'm a 90s baby. I love my music from Mary J. Blige to Toni Braxton to Jodeci, all of that. And I love 90s sitcom, like living single in a different world. So if I can live in that era, that would definitely be a peak time.
If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
If I could be any animal, I'd be eagle. I love how they can like soar and really see like all of like the safari or like whatever their living habit is, and also like how quickly like they can just get their predators and stuff like that whenever needed for like food or stuff like that. I feel like that's something that I would like to do.
What's your favorite spot on campus to relax?
My favorite spot on campus to relax, besides like the Stew Lounge or something like that, I would say Marine Point. I love being able to go by the water, go with my blanket, and just be able to like have a nice little picnic or journal, be able to read my book, or just listen to some music and be able to talk to friends. So, Marine Point.
What has been the biggest lesson you've learned during your college experience?
The biggest lesson I learned in my college experience, that everything is in God's timing. Apply that to when you're doing your internships and your academics, your organizations. Everything is in God's timing. There's been so many internships that I wanted that simply wasn't in my timing or right for me in that moment. And it would come later on, or there would be better and greater opportunities that would be right for me that would just take those spots. So, yeah.
What's a weird food combination you love but others might not?
And I'm gonna be specific with this. A weird food combination I like with this is get a spicy sandwich from Chick-fil-A, some mac and cheese, some bacon, add a little bit of buffalo and ranch. Top tier, top tier, top tier.
If you could describe yourself using only three emojis, what would they be?
If I could describe myself using only three emojis, one would be, I guess, like this one, because like I be using that regularly, just like, oh, I'm cool, or like I just say like I go like that to anybody and everybody when just saying what's up. A second one would probably be like the one with the glasses. A lot of people don't know I wear glasses a lot, and I wear it a lot in my academics, so I feel like that one would be like really cool. And then another one would be like the crying emoji, because I be crying like laughing a lot. Like one thing about me, I'm a laugh, and like I don't know how to hold it back.
Night in or night out?
mm, Night in. As of recently, night in. I need my sleep, and also like I don't know, just outside just isn't for me. I like being inside.
Are you a morning or a night person?
I am a night person. I cannot do the morning, but I make myself get up for the morning.
If you could master any skill instantly, what would it be?
If I can master any skill instantly, I really do wish I learned to like DJ or something like that. I feel like being able to like DJ or something is really a skill that you can not only make money off of, but that's really a nice like stress relief to be able to have that technique in you.
Who in your family has been the biggest influence on you and how?
I would feel like a lot of people might say it, but for me, it really is truly about it. My mom has been like my biggest influence and like role model throughout life. She's been one of my biggest inspirations and like supporters throughout my academics, my organizations, me doing dance, me getting into fashion, whatever I want to do. My mom has been 100% the person that's gonna like push me into it and make sure that my head is always mentally and physically right for it.
If you could go back and tell freshman year you one thing, what would it be?
If I can go back and tell freshman year me one thing, I would say taking your time here at Hampton and use it for what it is. Hampton, I'm talking to you as a senior right now, but it feels like I was just a freshman last year. And I feel like I would just really try to stress to myself, like, use every moment, be in the moment, and just really live through it. I mean, this time goes by in a blink of an eye as I'm talking to you right now, and I just feel like that's for everybody to take note of. Just really be in the moment and try to take in as much as you can while you're here at Hampton University.
And what is one piece of random advice you would give to an incoming freshman?
One piece of random advice off bat, I tell everybody this: do not sit in your dorm. Like, first semester, I was so ready to transfer and be out of here, but because I was sitting in my dorm, not taking use of like what Hampton organizations are there, or just talking to people in my class, it deteriorated like and really detoured like my whole reasoning for coming here. And it took me second semester, having to come back from winter break and being like, I got to do better. I got to get more involved in. Got more involved within West Coast Pre Alumni, which is like my PAC council. I advise anybody to get involved in their DMV, NORPAC, or whatever that is. But really try to get out and get active within organizations and your class council, because just by you doing that, it's automatically going to change your view on Hampton and how you want to spend your time here.
What's your favorite childhood TV show?
My favorite childhood TV show would be The Proud Family. I love it. I love it.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Never been a cat person and never will be a cat person.
What's your go-to comfort food?
My go-to comfort food, hot wings. I like my food spicy, and hot wings have always been my comfort food since a child.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
My favorite ice cream flavor, cotton candy. I know that's a different one, but it's been my favorite one since I was a child too.
What's your dream vacation destination?
My dream vacation destination, anywhere in Africa. I would love to be able to travel the continent that, gave birth to me and really my family and stuff like that.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No, I don't even like pineapples, y'all.
What will you miss most about being a student here?
What I would miss most, what I would miss most about being a student here is the reason why I came here. Coming to a Black oasis of people that are just wanting to better themselves as a whole, better their community as a whole, and really just being at like the epicenter of like Black beauty, Black education, Black epitome of just Black. I love it here.
And what is the most adventurous thing you ever done?
The most adventurous thing I ever did, while I was in Cancun, I jumped into a cenote. I never thought I would do that. It was about maybe 14, 15 feet. And I don't know, that was something I could have never guessed for myself personally. I've never been the one to be about fear or like heights and stuff like that, but that was one thing that definitely got that.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
If I could have any superpower, it would be the ability to be in multiple places at once. I've learned that within this role. I wish I could be at multiple places at once to be able to just have like everybody just be able to have a little piece of me real quick, just so I could be able to be there for like some of the most notable moments at Hampton and like within my senior year and stuff like that.
What's your favorite hobby outside of school?
My favorite hobby outside of school, roller skating. I love to go to the PTC Peninsula Town Skating Center, and really just go there with friends, jam out. It's really fun.
What does being Mister Hampton University mean to you?
Being Mister Hampton University means a lot to me. Being a first generation student, being a West Coast student, I do recognize the voice that this role is going to be able to give me, not only for advocating for more West Coast students to be able to come here, but also protecting and advocating for our student body as a whole when it comes to other universities and as HBCUs as a whole. It's something that when you have this crown or have this sash, it's something that everybody should be able to realize that you're stepping into a legacy that many men have been able to walk in before and have led great ways of Hampton University for men. So I think that's something that I don't know, I like to prioritize.
And how do you plan to leave a legacy as Mr. Hampton?
I plan to leave a legacy as Mr. Hampton by truly being the people's king, or being the people's prince, if you want. Within this role, I really want to make sure that I'm doing my own duties of throwing services, throwing community service, having engagement with people from freshmen up to seniors, making sure alumni and prospective students all get a chance to be able to hear something from me and be able to have some type of conversation to know how they will enjoy Hampton or how they enjoy Hampton as a whole.
Now, my last question for you is, how would you describe the soundtrack of your life and what song is currently playing?
I would describe the soundtrack of my life as just being able to be in that era of just happiness, being blessed, and realizing that you're almost at the completion. And what song that I would say gives that vibe, I'm gonna bring it back to my LA roots. Dom Kennedy, When I Come Around. Straight up, that song is just a hit.
Thank you so much, Ethan, for taking the time to do 43 questions with the Content Collective. We had a blast getting to know you better.
Of course, of course. Thank you, Content Collective, and as well, Hampton University. All right. Love y'all. Have a good one.
Just when I come around, when I come around.